Hello everyone and welcome to ShadowRun. I would say welcome back, but this is the first episode, technically episode 0, because I'm going to be doing the character creation stuff and giving you a little bit of rundown on the world and the like. So, ShadowRun is a role-playing game setting that was made quite a while back in the mystical time of the 80s. And, the era I'm from. And it is a wonderful thought exercise on when, if you have a fantasy setting like traditional Dungeons and Dragons, if it were to be taken into modern times, or at least modern times as of the 80s, what would it be like? And you would have orcs and trolls and elves and dwarves with guns and tanks and magic and such. Dragons kind of rule the world, and it's really rather amazing. So, I'm going to start a new game. I'm not going to do Dragonfall, because that's technically the second game in the series, so I'm going to go with Dead Man's Switch. So it's Shadowrun Returns, even though it's the first in the series. Oh, and I'd like to take a moment here to give a special shout-out to the people at Hairbrained Schemes, the ones who made these games. All 3 games in this series are made purely by Kickstarter, and it is amazing that this is made, so... we're going to go with normal. Alright, so, gender, female or male? Because of the depth of my voice and I identify as male, I shall go male. Alright, so we got several races to pick from. We got humans. Humans were the only race on Earth until the awakening of 2012. Remember, this is, written in the 80s with a fantasy bend. Now that they find themselves... the definition of average or even normal. They are still the most populous race in the world and thus control many of the most powerful, moneyed, and important positions in society. Humans have +3 karma to the start of the game, which is experience points, basically. Maximum stats, they're maxed out at 9 across the board. Elves. Many people, especially other metahuman races, see elves as the most fortunate metahumans. They're the most effective and society acceptable than the other metahumans. Elves are taller than humans, but have more slender build. Their hair is usually thicker, longer, and more luxurious than the average, and their ears come to a point. They get a bonus to charisma, and their maximums, 9 across the board except for quickness and charisma, can go up to 12. So they are fast. They can be faster and more charming if they choose to be. Dwarves. Dwarves are the shortest of the metahuman races. To compensate, their torsos and shoulders are wider than their size would normally indicate. Thus, their strength is equal to, and sometimes greater than, the larger races. A side effect of their metahuman nature is increased resistance to pathogens and magic that attacks from within. So they get a bonus to willpower, and they have a maximum body of 11, quickness 9, strength of 12, charisma 9, intelligence 9, and a willpower of 11. So, they are tough, they are strong, and they are, well-minded. Sturdily minded, I guess. Orcs. Orcs are the fastest breeding race, and now the second only to humans in the world population. Their size leads to an intimidating silhouette, and of a body that can take more physical damage than average. Orcs have pointed ears and intimidating teeth or tusks. They have a bonus to body, maximum body of 14, quickness 9, strength 12, charisma 8, so intelligence 8, and willpower 9. So they're not known for being, they're incapable of being overly friendly, overly intelligent. Or trolls. Trolls are the largest of the metahuman races. Heavy prejudice against them has led to assume trolls have lowered intelligence, but in reality there is no proof of this. Trolls have pointed ears, intimidating teeth or tusks, and many have horn-like growths. Other than metahumans do not manifest. As you can see in the silhouette here, they have some horns. Trolls have +4 to body and +1 to strength. They have a maximum body of 17, which is amazing. Quickness 8, strength 15, charisma 6, intelligence max of 6, and willpower 9. So, I want to play... what I'm going for is going to be intelligent, so either a dwarf, or an elf, or a human. I'm going to take that bonus charisma. What I'm going to do is... let's go through the classes, then I'll explain what I'm doing. So, in the game, you've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 base classes. and slight variations thereof, but it's the 6 main things you can do. You can be a street samurai. The street samurai is a freelance operative who follows the code of street honor. They are learned in the ways of traditional samurai warrior and in the practices of modern combat. Samurais sell their skills for profit and work to take out dishonorable scum that seem to breed in the urban sprawl. So this is basically their key attributes are body, strength, and quickness. They have close ranged or close combat, throwing weapons, and dodge. So these are your straight up like warrior class. They do the combat and little else. But yeah, that's not a bad thing. Mage. Mage specializes in the casting of spells that don't, but that doesn't mean they can't shoot a gun as well. Rather, magic is the center of their life. Their spells reflect pure balance of the manosphere and cover a wide range of magical effects from offensive damage attacks to character augmentation or degeneration spells to healing spells. Their key attribute is willpower. Yes, they cast spells, but it's mostly to affect the outside world. We're just going to hop over to the physical adept. Adepts are magically active characters who focus their magic internally to develop their utmost potential. Physically, mentally, and spiritually, the adept unlocks new abilities. They become more honed physical machines, using their magic to enhance their close combat abilities. So, mages use magic to, heal others, fireball others, or augment others, where physical adepts use it to augment themselves. And coming up next is the Decker. Deckers use a cyber deck to jack into the Matrix. So let me break down that first sentence. A cyber deck is an advanced form of laptop. It's basically a keyboard that you carry around that has a lot of technology in it. And the Matrix is the Internet 3.0. It's very much a VR/AR process, and by our standards, today would be rather amazing, but some of the stats they use in the old books are a little dated. But still, Deckers use a advanced form of laptop to jack into the new Internet, the worldwide information grid and computer network. By projecting their minds into the electronic world, Deckers can find secrets others keep hidden away. They use programs and expert systems to fight off the protection that megacorporations place in their way. Key attribute is intelligence. They have the skill of decking and specialize in expert systems. So they basically hack into computers and cheat, which is kind of fun. They're kind of like the mages, where they use their technology to affect the world around them. Though, actually, this is more internal because you're sending your mind. Either way, the next, Rigger. Riggers use cyber tech to jack their minds into and control small robot-like vehicles called drones. Riggers use their rigging abilities to provide surveillance, support, and extra firepower when required. So, this is closely associated with the next thing I'm going to go over, but you can control... You are not so much the combat monster, but you bring a robotic combat monster with you. And that's just fun. So, key attribute intelligence, key skill drone control, specialization drone combat. And the last is Shaman. Shaman, in short, is a magical drone user, if you want to play it that way. But Shamans believe that their magic comes from a great totem spirit that guides their lifespan. Bear, cat, coyote, eagle, or raccoon. Shamans' relationship with their totems allow them to summon spirits and command them to do their bidding. Shamans have the skill to conjure spells that mages cannot. Their key attribute is charisma. Their key skill is spirit summoning, increasing the skill grants shaman more totem benefits, and conjuring. So they're kind of like a rigger mage, because they're mostly about spirit summoning. But today I'm going to be focusing on being a Decker. And a Decker human. Let's see. Ooh, I like your eyepiece. Let's see what else we got. Not so much. Not so much. Better. But that looks less intentional, more of a wound. Nice. Not as nice. Pretty good. A little better. Yeah. That's okay. Oh my. That is quite nice. Less Ooh. I like your mask. Couple neat goggles. Ooh, the face tattoos are nice, but more of a street samurai look. Oh. Cyber goggles, neck tattoo, top knot. That could work out nicely. Let's see. I more enjoy the look on his face more. That he's got this. Let's see. Okay, so I like this, but let's see if we can do... Can we get a proper top knot? I mean, the ponytail will work if we gotta, but... Okay. Dark hair. This guy has no beard, so there we go. No horns. So, let's continue to our stats. Spend your karma. And I will. Well, since the main thing we're looking at is intelligence, we're going to go down to that. So what I can do is increase my base intelligence to 4, but I really don't need to do that right now. Let's see. Biotech. Grants a bonus to the hit points recovered when using a med kit. Handy, but not what we're really working on. Decking. Decking is what we're working on. So, first level decking lets us equip a Sony CTY 360. This is a form of deck. It's basically the lowest form, but it still lets us equip it. Let's see. Mark target increases your chance to hit an enemy by 10% when used. Well, there we go. And what they don't tell you here is marking targets works not just for me, but others as well. And can equip a Renraku craft work. So, that's possible. ESP control increases the power of the Wow, I can't talk. Increases the power of the Decker's Expert Systems program in the Matrix. So, when you're jacked in, you get a little avatar of yourself, and this makes it better. So, we could do that, or I could pick up drones from the rigger. Don't see why not. Allows the rigger access to more different drones and abilities. So, let's do that. And we'll want adds abilities, bonuses to rigger's drones. Let's do that as well. So, we've got 4 left. We can increase two things that are +2 once, or one thing by +3. So while that is nice, it's not going to be as needed. So ESP control and drone control. And as you see, those things are tied. So if you don't get your drone control up, you don't get your drone combat up. You don't get your decking up, you don't get your ESP control up. But as a spread to start, this is good. So I'm going to go with this 2, 2, 2, 1, since drone, while I want it to be a thing, is not my main thing. So I kind of got my pyramid going. Alright, choose an etiquette. Etiquette is about knowing how to behave in various social situations. The right etiquette can give you an edge in certain conversations. Choose an etiquette from the list below. Choosing an etiquette does not cost karma. Each etiquette can only be chosen once. So what this is it allows us to unlock extra chat options throughout the game. Having played through once, they're all pretty good. They all have their uses. Some are more useful. Well, some are useful more often, but the ones that are not used more often are more critical. So I'm going to go with my character being a hacker. Let's say he's done some, either a corporate gig or maybe some security. Not so much gangs. Definitely not a socialite. You know what? This guy's a professional Shadowrunner. Let's have him have the Shadowrunner etiquette. You know, all that. So we can confirm. So, let's go by a street name. Well, since I'm Maester Aelix, we're going to expand that to Aelixander. Because, why not? Did I capitalize that L? Nope. Just how this font works. Okay. It's conversational, but not my real name. So, Aelixander. Marvelous. Tip, hold down the Alt key to show interactable objects with insight. Down and out. Your apartment. 3 o'clock in the morning. It's got 4 walls, a roof, and it isn't on fire. Even the cockroaches have fled in search of better accommodations. Not exactly a runner's dream pad, but right now it's about all you have left. Running in the shadows is all about feast or famine. One day one day you're Nova Hot, working jobs that allow you to eat at five-star restaurants. The next you're here. This one's a famine for the ages. Slagging fixer hasn't called, the money's run out, and then some. Sinless and free. Free to starve in the cracks of a society run by megacorps who just want your new yen. Something needs to change. And soon. Alright, so here's the basic interface. As you see, it's a 3/4 view isometric game, albeit it's a little bit more freeform, but there is that invisible grid going on. And as you see, there's me with my deck on my back, which is cool. And you can go and zoom in, zoom out. Many things to interact with. Like I said, if you hold down Alt, there's interactive points. But we'll get into that on the next video, Episode 1 proper. Anyway, thank you all for joining me, and I hope you enjoy this series as much as I'm going to enjoy making it. See you all next time. Goodbye.